Fei Lu Novel Network A-level contracted novel. Starting from One Punch Superman, the otaku Lin Bai was selected by the Gate of Destiny and entered the Infinite World for trial. One Punch Superman is over, Fairy Tail is over, One Piece is over, Crimson Eyes is over, Naruto is over, and Dragon Ball is temporarily over. The Prisoners of Food is over, Tokyo Seed is over, Dragon Ball is over, Eccentricism is in progress, and Magic Earth is in progress. Fei Lu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Crab Monster. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Bai is a thoroughly homestead man who only reads novels and cartoons all day long. He is a new human living in the anime. Lin Bai dreamed all day long that it would be great if I could really go through anime like the master in the novel. On this day, as usual, Lin Bai opened his computer, opened his browser, and browsed through the content on the web page. After reading the news on the web page for a while, Lin Bai suddenly felt uncomfortable in his stomach. Damn it, are the snacks on the stall so effective? Lin Bai said he was speechless after eating spicy hot pot at a stall outside. Lin Bai quickly ran to the bathroom, and then a sound of pop pop rang out. After having diarrhea, Lin Bai felt his whole body collapse. I won't eat anything from the small stall again in the future. Lin Bai thought of it. After pressing the flush button on the toilet, Lin Bai was ready to leave. Suddenly, Lin Bai felt a strong suction coming from behind. Lin Bai turned around and saw an eye hole in the toilet, from which a huge suction came. The suction became stronger and stronger, and Lin Bai began to feel a bit overwhelmed, so he leaned his hands against the toilet to resist the suction. Damn it! Finally, Lin Bai couldn't resist the suction of the toilet. With a brush sound, Lin Bai's head turned down and was sucked into the toilet, disappearing. After Lin Bai was sucked into the toilet returned to calm. Lin Bai lived for 20 years and encountered such a strange thing for the first time. A good flush toilet can emit such strong attraction. Is this still a flush toilet? A whole suction toilet. After being sucked into the toilet, Lin Bai felt like he had entered a dark space. Surrounded by empty spaces, Lin Bai felt like a ghost floating in this empty and dark space. Is anyone there? Lin Bai shouted loudly, but no one answered, and the surroundings remained silent. Is anyone there? There is still no echo. Lin Bai was helpless and stopped shouting. I don't know how long it took, but suddenly a little light appeared in the dark space. Lin Bai quickly set off and drifted towards the bright place. Arriving at the glowing spot, Lin Bai saw a crystal-shaped gate emitting light. The gate is carved with strange patterns, looking very mysterious and noble. Suddenly, an attraction came from the door, and Lin Bai was immediately drawn onto it. Then, Lin Bai walked directly through the gate and disappeared. This is a world full of strange and bizarre creatures, as well as various black technologies and superpowers. Z City, on a street. Ah! Strange people. Run quickly. On the street, several people ran forward in a panic. A strange person with a crab on the upper body and a human on the lower body, about 3 meters tall, wearing a white pair of NEI pants on the lower body, was walking slowly on the street, looking around as if looking for something. Suddenly, the monster stopped. Ah Lu! Aren't you running? Goo 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 goo, said the crab monster to a handsome young man standing in front of him, who looked around 20 years old, wearing a suit and carrying a briefcase in his left hand. Faced with the question from the tall crab monster, the young man was not afraid at all, just sighed. Goo 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 goo. Are you a hard-working office worker who just arrived at the company? I am a crab monster that mutates after eating a lot of crabs. In front of me, you didn't scare me away. Goo 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 goo, you're looking for death, right? I'm right. The crab monster continued. There's something wrong. The young man said to the crab monster's question. Goo 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 goo. The crab monster blinked his eyes. The young man continued calmly, I'm not an office worker, but an unemployed person, and I'm currently looking for a job. Today's interview was also a tragic success. Suddenly, I felt like it didn't matter, even if the crab monster appeared in front of me, I didn't think I had to run. Goo 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 goo. The crab monster listened with a sinister smile. So, what would happen if I didn't run? The young man asked expressionlessly. Goo goo. The crab suddenly pointed to the young man with the big crab claw on the right and said, your eyes are as lifeless as mine. From this, I won't kill you. And now, I'm looking for other prey, a little ghost with a split chin. If I find it, I'll break it down in 8 pieces, goo 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 goo. After speaking, the crab monster strode towards the young man's back. The young man turned his head and glanced back at the crab monster, then continued walking forward. I walked for a while. Ah! The young man suddenly stopped and looked to the side. On the nearby open space, a little boy with a split chin was playing with a ball. The little boy saw the young man looking at him in confusion and asked, what are you looking at? The young man was taken aback when he saw his appearance, and remembered the words of the crab monster just now. The little ghost with a split chin, if you find it, you'll break it down in 8 pieces. So the young man asked the little boy, hey. Little ghost, what did you do to the crab monster? The little boy listened to the young man's question and thought for a moment before saying, I saw him sleeping in the park, so I used a marker to draw 2 roo heads on him. The young man heard this and a cold sweat broke out on his face. He thought to himself, this little ghost doesn't even know what kind of trouble he has caused. What should he do? He can still come now. The young man looked at the little ghost with a split chin again and thought to himself, but this kid is too frustrated, it's not my business, right? Yeah. This kind of thing has nothing to do with me. After thinking for a moment, the young man turned around and prepared to leave. Suddenly, the crab monster who was looking for the little boy appeared next to him, showing a cruel smile and loudly grinning, I found it. At the same time, the crab monster waved a huge crab claw and threw it at the little boy. Chapter 2. Falling from the Sky. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Bang! At that moment, the young man who had just prepared to leave flew and threw the little boy to the ground. The crab monster's crab claws didn't hit the little boy and hit the ground, creating a big pit on the ground. After pouncing on the little boy to avoid the crab monster's blow, the young man immediately stood up and said to the little boy, little ghost, he came to kill you, run. The little boy was stunned by the situation just now. Without a single hit, the crab monster walked towards the 2 of them. Seeing this, the young man quickly shouted to the little boy, don't worry about me, go quickly. But the ball hasn't been picked up yet, the little boy whispered, pointing to the ball next to the crab monster. Still in charge of the ball, the young man said in silence. Pop. The crab monster stomped on the ball and said to the young man, what do you want to do? Do you want to protect this little ghost? Hey. Hey. Does a child's prank mean killing someone? Think about it again, the young man replied. Sneezing. I've already chopped down many people, and no one who dares to joke about my appearance can stay. This little devil. He's drawing his head on me, full of anger, and even with his oily pen, my pliers can't even wipe it hard with a towel. If you dare to cause trouble, I'll make it impossible for your generation to find a job. The crab monster pointed his pliers at the young man and threatened. Ha! 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 The young man suddenly laughed and said, I remember, you are exactly the same as the former anime villains, Before the young man finished speaking, he was beaten out by a crab geek. After filming the young man, the crab monster slowly walked up to the little boy, raised his pliers, and said to him, "Take it to death." Ah! Ah! The little boy let out a scream of fear. Bang! The crab monster was about to take action when a stone hit him. The crab monster turned to look at the young man who had just been thrown a stone at him. The young man wiped the blood off his face and said to the crab monster, "Wait for me." In the era of young children, you cannot indiscriminately kill innocent people. That's right, I have dreamed of becoming a hero since I was young. It's not just a working-class person, but a hero who can defeat you scumbags with just one punch. I'm not looking for a job anymore, come over here, bastard. The young man said as he took off his coat and prepared for battle. At the same time, at a height of over 1,000 meters above the crab monster, the sky was cloudless, and a pitch-black hole suddenly appeared in the vast blue sky. Immediately after, a figure fell out of the cave entrance. Ding! The host has successfully crossed the boundary. A mechanical sound sounded. The figure was Lin Bai, who was sucked in by the toilet. After Lin Bai fell out of the hole closed and Lin Bai began to perform a free-fall motion due to gravity. After falling freely for over 100 meters, Lin Bai was awakened by the wind. As soon as Lin Bai woke up, he felt like he was rapidly descending. Just as he was about to scream, he was choked by the wind and closed his mouth. The falling speed became faster and faster, and the flowing wind blew in his ears, making his eyes unable to open. The city on the ground became clearer and clearer, and Lin Bai was desperate. Is it just that I'm dead? Lin Bai thought in despair. Ding! Discovering a life-threatening host, activate the protective cover. A mechanical sound echoed in Lin Bai's mind, and a transparent protective cover began to appear on his body. After hearing the sound, Lin Bai suddenly felt no wind blowing on his body. Lin Bai opened his eyes and saw a huge crab right below him. Below Lin Bai, listening to the young man's words, the crab monster was burning with anger and loudly said, "What bullshit hero, you useless person." At the same time, he waved his two pliers and hit the young man with a blow, bang. 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 The young man was knocked away and his face and body were covered in blood. The crab monster continued, "You can't beat me at all. Be good, go. Bang. The battlefield shook and a pile of meat sauce mixed with blood sprayed onto the young man. The young man stared blankly at the scene before him. I saw a big pit where the arrogant crab monster had just stood, and the crab monster had turned into a pile of meat sauce. Chapter 3. The Gate of Fate. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Suddenly, the pile of meat sauce moved around and a figure crawled out of it. The figure stood up, shook its head, wiped the blood off its face, and it was Lin Bai. Looking around, Lin Bai saw a little ghost with a split chin and a young man covered in blood. The little ghost with a split chin sat on the ground, looking scared and stunned. Suddenly, Lin Bai gave a nervous smile and whispered, "Haha. Haha. That's great, I didn't die." At this moment, Lin Bai's whole body was covered in blood, but he didn't care at all. "Hello. Thank you very much for hitting the crab monster. My name is Saitama, may I ask who you are?" said the young man Saitama to Lin Bai. Lin Bai listened to Saitama's words and came to his senses. Saitama. Crab monster. Isn't this a character from One Punch Superman? Wait. This guy is clearly speaking Japanese, why can I understand? Lin Bai thought strangely in his heart. As an otaku, Lin Bai has also watched One Punch Superman and loves this anime very much. Saitama is the protagonist of this manga, and it can be said that it is precisely because of the appearance of the crab monster that the protagonist aspires to become a hero. The strange person who mutated due to excessive consumption of crabs, although very incompetent as a strange person, created the protagonist's heroic path. My name is Lin Bai. Although I don't know what the situation is now, Lin Bai replied to Saitama. Mm. Suddenly, Saitama's body shook and she looked like she was about to fall to the ground. Hey! Are you okay? Hey, the little ghost over there, hurry up and call an ambulance. Lin Bai saw Saitama's expression and quickly ran over to help him. Good. The little ghost with a split chin nodded blankly when he heard Lin Bai's cry. Never do it. I have nothing to do, it's okay, I'm leaving. Saitama suddenly stood up straight after hearing Lin Bai's words, picked up the package on the ground, and prepared to go home, joking, call an ambulance. The money I have to go to the hospital is enough for me to live for several months. It's just a small injury, Saitama was thinking in her heart when she suddenly fell to the ground with a loud thud. Daidu. Daidu. Finally, Saitama got into the ambulance. In the ambulance, Lin Bai also followed suit, sitting in the car contemplating the incredible things he had encountered. Oh my goodness! What's going on? After thinking for a while, Lin Bai was troubled. Ding! In the current world of One Punch Superman, does the host receive a beginner gift package? At this moment, a voice appeared in Lin Bai's mind. Who? Lin Bai listened and asked loudly. The medical staff in the ambulance heard Lin Bai's cry and looked at him strangely. The host doesn't need to make a sound, they just need to use their brain to silently recite and communicate. The mechanical sound echoed in Lin Bai's mind again. Lin Bai listened and asked in his mind, who are you? Did you get me here? Host, my name is Gate of Destiny, which is an artifact created by the great Lord of Destiny. When the host came here, it was indeed me who brought the host. The Gate of Destiny replied. Why did you bring me here? Lin Bai continued to ask. Host, why did I bring my host here? Let's start with the master who created me. The Fate Lord. Fate Lord is one of the most powerful beings in the infinite universe. One day, the Fate Lord suddenly wanted to take in an apprentice, so he created me and asked me to choose an apprentice for him in the infinite universe. I have traveled through the infinite universe, and there have been countless hosts, but none of them have passed the great Fate Lord's acceptance test. One day, I came to a life planet called Earth, and the host's genetic material wrapped me, successfully accepting me, becoming a new one. Host, so I brought the host to the world of trial, replied Fate Gate seriously. Wait, when did my genetic material wrap around you? Lin Bai couldn't understand. It is the host's excrement, commonly known as Mita-ko, in the host's memory, patiently explained by Gate of Destiny. I'll wipe it. Lin Bai listened, speechless. As an otaku, I have read countless novels and heard of artifacts such as blood dripping and soul dripping, but I have never heard of feces dripping. Think about it, the protagonist of the novel encounters a large number of artifacts, then takes off his pants, faces the Jew flower towards the artifact, and sprays rice fields onto the artifact to recognize the owner. The scene should not be too beautiful. Host, please don't think of any strange things. As Lin Bai was in his mind, the voice of Fate Gate rang out. Chapter 4. Novice Gift Pack. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hey. What about the Gate of Destiny? Can I go back to my original world? Lin Bai asked in his mind. Lin Bai is the only child in the family, and his parents will have to rely on him for retirement in the future. Lin Bai is also very nervous about the answer to this question. Sure, replied the Gate of Destiny. How can we go back then? Lin Bai asked. In two situations, the host can return to the original world. Firstly, if the host fails in the mission, I will erase all your memories of me and the abilities gained from the experience world, and send you back to the original world. Secondly, if the host successfully completes all the Master of Fate acceptance tests, then the host will become my current master and have complete control over me. Wherever in the universe, the host can go. The Gate of Fate replied. Then I can rest assured. By the way, if I had lived in the world of experience for 50 or 60 years and then returned to the original world, things would have changed forever. Lin Bai listened to the words of Fate Gate, just breathed a sigh of relief, and then thought of another question. Rest assured, at the moment the host leaves the original world, your time in the original world will be stopped. The great Lord of Fate is a compassionate God, so nothing that you are careful of will happen, explained the Gate of Fate. Good person. Lin Bai burned a high incense for the Master of Fate in his heart. In the distant depths of the universe, an old man with a goat head and a human body is sitting by a well. The old man was holding a fishing rod in his hand, and the fishing line was hanging in the well. Suddenly, the goat-headed old man sneezed. Who's talking about me? The old man touched his goatee and closed his eyes. After a while, the old man opened his eyes and smiled, saying, "It turned out to be a new host found by the little gate, and a person with an uncertain fate. I hope you don't disappoint me." After saying this, the old man stopped speaking and quietly went fishing. In the well, a colorful halo appeared, not knowing where to connect. Host, do you want to receive the beginner gift package? Fate Gate continued to ask an original question. What are the gifts for beginners? Lin Bai asked curiously. 1 million yen credit card, 2. 1 bottle of basic body strengthening sports drink, 3. 1 world resident ID card, 4. 1 punch Superman. Fate Gate replied. A bottle of basic body strengthening sports drink or something can surprise me, Lin Bai said. I won't claim it for now. Okay, host, said the Gate of Destiny. The ambulance drove rapidly and, after 5 minutes, stopped at a hospital. Lin Bai walked out of the ambulance and saw the words, Z City First Hospital, written on the hospital wall. Saitama was carried into the emergency room, while Lin Bai waited outside. In no time, a nurse walked out of the ward. Lin Bai quickly asked, how is my friend doing? It's okay. Mr. Saitama just lost too much blood, just give him some blood, the nurse replied. Great, thank you all. Lin Bai said some clichés. Sure. The patient has already woken up, sir, you can go in and take a look, the nurse said with a smile. Okay, Lin Bai walked into the ward and saw Saitama staring at the ceiling of the ward with a lifeless expression. Upon hearing someone come in, Saitama looked at Lin Bai. How much does it cost? Saitama saw Lin Bai come in and said something unfamiliar. What? Lin Bai said he didn't understand. How much is the medical fee? Saitama continued to ask. 100,000 yen, Lin Bai understood and replied. Saitama's eyes turned white upon hearing this, and she passed away. Doctor, come here quickly. Lin Bai shouted loudly. Chapter 5. Tasks. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Saitama, you're too petty. It's just a meager 100,000 yuan, you're going to die or die, Lin Bai said to Saitama lying on the sick chuang, sitting next to him. 100,000 yen, which is less than 6,000 yuan in Chinese yuan. As for that, you don't understand, you don't even know how difficult it is for me to find a job. Saitama said, but thank you so much, Lin Bai. I will definitely repay you in the future. No need, you should focus on recuperating. Lin Bai said, and this 100,000 yen was paid by Lin Bai. Lin Bai received a new employee gift package when no one was around and used the credit card inside to swipe it. To be honest, Lin Bai was quite heartbroken for spending 100,000 yuan as soon as he arrived. Really not needed? Saitama asked. Really? Lin Bai said. Rich man, let's be friends. Saitama said loudly. Lin Bai was startled and said, get out. Time passed, the sun set on the mountain, and Lin Bai walked out of the hospital. There are many small restaurants around the hospital. Lin Bai stops in front of a small noodle restaurant called Isan Ramen Noodles and enters the restaurant. "Welcome," said Mitsui, the middle-aged noodle shop owner, as he saw the guests coming in. Lin Bai smiled at his boss, then looked at the menu on the wall for a while. "Boss, a bowl of seafood ramen noodles." "Great." The customer, "Wait a moment," said the noodle shop owner. Lin Bai sits down in an empty seat and waits for ramen noodles to come up. Sitting in the chair, Lin Bai recalled what Fate Gate had said when picking up the newbie gift package. After Lin Bai took away the newbie gift package, Fate Gate released a task and fell into a deep sleep, saying that Lin Bai would only wake up after completing the task. The task is to train with the protagonist Saitama of One Punch Superman for 1 year. Seeing this task, Lin Bai began to recall the content of One Punch Superman. The protagonist Saitama was originally an ordinary person who worked tirelessly seeking jobs. 3 years ago, one day, I accidentally met a mutated crab man who wanted to kill a mischievous boy. I recalled my dream of becoming a hero when I was young, and finally did my best to save the mischievous boy. After regaining her interest in becoming a hero, Saitama finally underwent a transformation and gained her strongest strength through hard work. However, at the same time, she lost her hair and became bald, seemingly losing some emotions. After being a hero on his own for a period of time, he met Genos, who was fighting against the Mosquito Woman. He saved Genos and became a disciple of Saitama. Later, he officially joined the Heroes Association with his disciple Genos and began to fight against various monsters and disasters with many heroes. However, he often worked as a hero without anyone knowing. In the manga, the protagonist Saitama's combat power explodes, and no one can stop his serious punch, just like the manga's name, One Punch Superman. Why is Saitama so strong? Because he successfully lifted his own limiter. In the original setting, due to the physical differences between species and individuals, there exists a limit that cannot be eliminated no matter how much effort is put in. The significance of this limit lies in allowing various organisms to grow within the scope of their own survival consciousness and rationality, and this growth restriction is called a limiter. Similar to S.level heroes like the horror Long Tornado, it can be considered that they are born with tremendous talent, which is a larger range limiter. The situation where humans become monsters under various external factors, such as transformation, environmental induction, scientific transformation, etc., belongs to the category of organisms that regenerate their physical bodies into other species, which is equivalent to resetting new limiters. The only creature in the manga that maintains its human form and successfully unlocks its own limitations is Saitama, the protagonist. Guest, your noodles. When Lin Bai was thinking, the member of the noodle restaurant Fuwu served Lin Bai's seafood ramen noodles, and Lin Bai picked up his chopsticks to eat. He took a sip of ramen noodles, chewed it carefully, and then swallowed it. The taste is good, Lin Bai praised. After eating ramen noodles, Lin Bai packed a bowl of ramen noodles and prepared to take it to Sayu. It cost a total of 800 yen, almost 40 yuan, not too expensive. Because he is from China, Lin Bai now has to convert his money into Chinese yuan to calculate. Chapter 6. Primary Body Strengthening Sports Beverages. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Entering Saitama's ward, Lin Bai put ramen noodles beside Chuang and said to Saitama, "Here you are." "Thank you." Saitama thanked him. After speaking, walk down from Chuang and start eating. "By the way, Saitama, where do you live?" Lin Bai asked Saitama. Because to complete the task, it was best to live next to Saitama's house, so Lin Bai asked Saitama. Lin Bai doesn't have a place to live now, so he plans to rent a house next to Saitama's house. On the second floor of Unit XX in XX Community, Saitama replied while eating. "Oh, give me your keys. I just came to Z City and have nowhere to stay." "I'll come stay at your house tonight," Lin Bai said. "Nah, here you are." Saitama handed the key to Lin Bai. Lin Bai took the key and said to Saitama, "Then I'll leave first and come see you tomorrow." "Goodbye," Saitama said. Lin Bai walked out of the hospital and stopped a taxi. "Master, XX community," Lin Bai said to the taxi driver. "All right," said the taxi driver, driving towards the XX community where Saitama's home is located. Sitting in the car, Lin Bai took out a canned beverage from his pocket. The packaging of the beverage looks similar to Red Bull, except that there is a black long head printed on the bottle instead of a bull head. This bottle of beverage is one of the beginner's gift packages for basic body strengthening sports drinks. According to Fate Gate, this black long brand drink is a regular drink produced by a fighting nation called Perstan in the universe to replenish energy after exercise. However, for the ordinary human Lin Bai, it becomes a fortified drink. Lin Bai opened the seal of the beverage bottle and smelled a smell of Portuguese wine floating from the bottle. "It smells good, I don't know how the taste is," Lin Bai thought. "Gollum." Lin Bai took a small sip. Strawberry flavor, a bit sweet. After tasting it, Lin Bai finished the drink directly. After drinking the drink, Lin Bai didn't have any special feelings. "I don't feel much, will it take some time for it to take effect?" "Forget it, I don't think so," Lin Bai thought to himself. 10 minutes later, the taxi stopped at 20 community. Lin Bai paid and got off the car. Unit XX, found it. Lin Bai went up to the second floor, searched for a while, and stopped in front of a room with a door sign reading, Saitama. Card wipe. Lin Bai took out the key and opened the room door. It's really small. Lin Bai looked at the room. Then, Lin Bai lay down directly on the chuang of Saitama to sleep. There were so many things happening today, Let's have a good sleep. Lin Bai thought to himself. A few minutes later, a snoring sound rang out. At 7 o'clock in the morning, Lin Bai woke up. "I'm so hungry." Lin Bai's first feeling after getting up was hunger, as if he hadn't eaten a meal for a whole day. The second feeling is that my whole body is full of strength, and I feel like I can lift 1,000 pounds of big stones. Is it because fortified drinks are starting to take effect? Lin Bai thought. Gollum, Gollum. Before Lin Bai could think much, his stomach began to protest. Forget it, don't think about it. Let's solve breakfast first. Lin Bai thought and started looking for something to eat. Opening Saitama's refrigerator, I found a few eggs and a large bottle of beef in a 1-liter container. Taking 2 eggs and beef, Lin Bai started boiling eggs and heating beef. After eating 2 eggs and beef, Lin Bai felt his stomach revive. After finishing breakfast, Lin Bai began to go out and look for a house. As for Saitama, his 3 meals, Lin Bai, have already entrusted the nurse. After going downstairs, Lin Bai began to walk towards the management committee of the community. As soon as Lin Bai walked onto the street, he heard many people screaming. Strange person, run quickly. The passerby shouted loudly. Woo woof. Ha ha ha. I am a dog-headed person who mutated from being bitten by stray dogs. Human, be afraid. A strange person with a dog head shouted arrogantly on the street. Chapter 7. Moments of Life and Death. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mad Dog Assault. The dog-headed monster quickly ran behind a fleeing person like a dog, using its limbs. Mad Dog Slash. The dog-headed monster had claws over a foot long growing in his hand and swung towards the person ahead. Shoo. In Lin Bai's line of sight, the person was split in half by the dog-headed man. After the dog-headed man killed a person, he dug out their heart with his sharp claws and opened his big mouth full of sharp teeth to take a bite. Click. Blood shot everywhere, and drops of blood flowed out from the gaps between the dog-headed man's teeth. Delicious and delicious, more hearts, the dog-headed monster swallowed his heart and cruelly called out. As he spoke, the dog-headed monster turned his gaze towards Lin Bai ahead. As an otaku, Lin Bai had never seen such a terrifying scene before. At the moment he saw the resident being dismembered, Lin Bai's heart was filled with fear. In an instant, Lin Bai's heart rate rapidly increased. In Lin Bai's body, a mysterious substance began to break down as his heart rate accelerated, merging into his blood. The heart transports blood and spreads throughout the body. Delicious. The dog-headed monster wiped out the blood from Tian's mouth and slowly walked towards Lin Bai, who was frightened and motionless. The dog-headed monster walked up to Lin Bai and said to him, "Tiny human, I'm so scared that I can't move anymore. Then, be obedient and die." After saying that, the dog-headed monster raised its claws and grabbed Lin Bai. The moment the dog-headed monster's paw falls. Pop. Pop. Lin Bai's heartbeat reached a terrifying speed, and the sound of his heartbeat was like drumming. In an instant, Lin Bai's eyes turned into red pupils. In an instant, in Lin Bai's eyes, the dog-headed monster in front of him was like a humble mole ant, while he seemed like a giant long. A mole ant dared to provoke the majesty of giant long, waving his dirty claws. Kill. 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 Anger replaced fear, and Lin Bai punched the dog-headed monster. The punch came first and hit the dog-headed monster with one punch. Bang! The dog-headed monster flew backwards and crashed into the wall next to the street, creating a big hole. The dog-headed monster fell from the wall to the ground, staring at Lin Bai with two big dog eyes and muttering in unison, "How could it be? Only humans, only food." Without saying a few words, he returned to the embrace of death. Two dogs stared wide-eyed, unable to close their eyes in death. Lin Bai regained his senses and couldn't react to what had just happened in a moment. Ah! Suddenly, Lin Bai hugged his head and shouted. A memory that did not belong to Lin Bai rushed into his mind, and Lin Bai felt that his head was about to explode. The infinite universe is filled with infinite unknowns. There is a huge planet in the universe named Purgatory Star by the Perstan people. The volume of the Purgatory Star is over 10,000 times that of Earth, and the gravity of the planet is over 100 times that of Earth. The Purgatory Stars, as their name suggests, have extremely harsh environments. However, this harsh environment gave birth to a terrifying creature. The Purgatory Black Long. The whole body is covered with pitch-black scales, sharp claws and teeth, true red pupils, huge wings, and a body length of over a kilometer. This is an adult Purgatory Black Long. One day, a spaceship descended from the sky of Purgatory Star, and a humanoid creature wearing armor and standing over 3 meters tall walked out of the spaceship. This is a Perstan star man who has come to conduct adult trial missions. The Persian Titans are one of the powerful combat nations in the universe. Every adult Perstan is required to participate in a trial mission, and slaughtering an adult Purgatory Black Long is one of the many adult trial missions for Perstan. The earth-shattering battle broke out, and in the end, the Purgatory Black Long was slaughtered. The young Perstan returned with the body and glory of the Black Long. The memories that rushed into Lin Bai's mind were just fragments of this Black Long. Actually, Lin Bai didn't know that the main ingredient of the Black Long brand drink is the long blood of the Purgatory Black Long. However, Lin Bai's Black Long drink was also added with a small amount of Long Soul crystals by Fate Gate. Long Soul crystal is a strange crystal formed by the condensation of a Long Soul after his death, which is why Lin Bai received a Black Long memory. Lin Bai's previous physical and emotional changes were also caused by the combined action of Long Soul crystals and Long Blood components. Chapter 8. Mad Dog Madness. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Bai felt the pain for a while before it subsided. What's going on? Lin Bai inexplicably had a Black Long memory of purgatory in his mind, saying, "Forget it. There have been enough strange things happening these past few days, just one thing." Lin Bai shook his head and thought. Suddenly, Lin Bai looked at the dead dog-headed monster and humans. The death of the dog-headed monster is not a big deal, the death of that human is unbearable. Ordinary people will definitely be scared and have nightmares for several days after watching it. Lin Bai looked directly at the human corpse, feeling like he was looking at a stone. Strange, when did I become so cold-blooded? I was scared to death just now, Lin Bai thought in confusion. Wang. Brother, what's wrong with you? Lin Bai was thinking as he heard a shout in his ear. Lin Bai looked towards the direction of the shouting, and another dog-headed monster was squatting next to the dead body of the dog-headed monster. It's you, did you kill my younger brother? There was only Lin Bai around, and the dog-headed monster took it for granted that Lin Bai had killed his younger brother. Indeed, he guessed it right. It seems to be me, Lin Bai replied with a calm and serene demeanor. Damn it. You human, who killed my younger brother, look so insignificant. Go die for me. The dog-headed monster saw Lin Bai's arrogant appearance and was furious, quickly killing him in the direction. Puzzle. The dog-headed monster came to Lin Bai's eyes and attacked with a paw. So slow. Lin Bai easily dodged the attack of the dog-headed monster and thought to himself, when did I become so strong? Damn it. Damn it. The dog-headed monster saw Lin Bai dodge his attack and launched a more fierce attack. For a moment, the dog-headed man's claws continued to grab at Lin Bai, so fast that only a claw shadow could be seen. However, this fierce attack still did not touch a single strand of Lin Bai's hair. A few minutes later, the dog-headed monster stopped attacking, with its claws propped up on its legs, exhausted to the point of being out of breath. Across from the dog-headed monster, Lin Bai looked at him calmly. On Lin Bai's body, only a few strands of clothing were torn, and the attack of the dog-headed monster did not harm Lin Bai at all. You're done. Lin Bai said. Damn it. Human, you're really making me angry. I'm not a creepy monster like my younger brother. After speaking, the dog-headed monster's body rapidly expanded from a normal human size to a huge monster over 3 meters tall. Human beings, it's your honor to die under my mad dog madness. With this move, you need to eat at least 30 humans to replenish it. The dog-headed monster's confidence greatly increased after using mad dog madness, and he didn't take Lin Bai seriously at all. Really? After attacking me for so long, it should be my turn to attack too. Lin Bai looked at the huge dog-headed monster in front of him and said. Haha. Human, you're just a faster running little mouse. With your little fist, it's more like tickling me. The dog-headed monster shouted arrogantly. Lin Bai remained silent and began to familiarize himself with the powerful body power. Lin Bai clenched his fist and looked at the dog-headed monster. Bang! A dent appeared on the street under Lin Bai's feet, and his body transformed into a black shadow that quickly shot towards the dog-headed monster. Bang! Lin Bai punched the mouth of the dog-headed monster, and his body was punched out like paper. It's impossible, absolutely impossible, just a human. The dog-headed monster couldn't believe it and said in disbelief. In the end, he couldn't close his eyes. He is truly a brother, even his last words before death are the same. Lin Bai withdrew his fist and looked at the blood all over his body. Go back and wash it first. Lin Bai said. After speaking, Lin Bai prepared to leave. Wang, brother, what's wrong with you? Another familiar voice came. Lin Bai looked in the direction of the sound, and a cold sweat flowed from his face. I saw another dog-headed monster in Lin Bai's line of sight. Lin Bai looked silently at the third dog-headed monster in front of him. Did you get into the doghouse? Lin Bai thought. Finally, without further ado, he quickly killed this dog-headed monster with just one punch. P.S. A newcomer, surprisingly someone gave a reward. Thank you Shao Kong, strange is not equal to Shandu, for giving a reward of 100 VIP points. Chapter 9. Crazy Bicycle. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After cleaning, Lin Bai rented a suite of over 100 square meters across from Saitama's house. Z City has always been a city with a high incidence of strange people, and the community where Saitama's family is located is also a high-risk area for strange people and crime. So the rental prices of the houses here are very low, and the people living here are generally poor or criminals, delinquents, and perverts like Saitama. Lin Bai rented a house of over 100 square meters, with a monthly rent of only 1,000 yen, which is simply the price of cabbage. After renting a house, there were already some old furniture in the house, and Lin Bai bought some daily necessities. Lin Bai will settle down here for at least a year in the future. In the evening, Lin Bai rode his bicycle towards the first hospital of Z City. The bicycle was just bought by Lin Bai, and he couldn't afford a car. He had to buy a bicycle as a mount. Buzz. 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 The wheels of the bicycle were spinning at high speed, moving forward quickly. In front of Lin Bai, a young man is driving a brand new motorcycle with a woman on it. "Darling, how is my newly purchased Harley motorcycle?" "It's not as fast as usual, right?" the young man said to his girlfriend behind him. "Too fast, dear. Hurry up a bit faster, I feel like I'm going crazy." Behind the young man, his girlfriend said coquettishly. "Okay, look at me." The young man finished speaking and accelerated again. Amidst the roar of the motor, the Harley motorcycle ran forward like a galloping horse. "Darling, you're too slow." Suddenly, the young man's girlfriend said to him. "How could it be? The speed is already 120. The young man listened to his girlfriend's words and felt a bit puzzled. "But look at that guy on the left who rides his bike as fast as you," said the young man's girlfriend. "Darling, don't joke anymore," the young man laughed as he listened. "If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself." The young man's girlfriend said angrily when she saw her boyfriend not believing me. "Okay." Seeing his girlfriend angry, the young man looked to the left. Then, the young man's mouth opened up to the boss. "Are you deceiving people?" The young man was extremely skeptical. 121, 121. On the left side of the Harley motorcycle, Lin Bai rhythmically stepped on the bicycle pedal. Lin Bai stepped on his bicycle and felt a hot current rushing through his body, activating all the cells in his body. Lin Bai speculated that it might be the bottle of beverage causing trouble, not the sports drink. Night impact. Lin Bai suddenly suffered from a second illness and shouted a slogan, starting to accelerate. In the young man's incredulous gaze, he swept away from the dust. At the entrance of the First People's Hospital in Z City, a young man rode his bicycle and it was Lin Bai. Lin Bai parked his bicycle in the parking lot and walked toward Saitama's ward with a bag of fruits placed in the basket. In front of Ward 208, Lin Bai opened the door and walked in. Sick Chuang, Saitama is sitting on Chuang in a daze. Seeing Lin Bai come in, Saitama excitedly said, "Great Lin Bai, you finally came. Being alone is really boring. You can chat with the nurse girl." Lin Bai placed the fruit on the table next to the sick Chuang and said to Saitama. "Don't joke, Lin Bai." Saitama thought of the pockmarked nurse's aunt and felt a chill. "Why, just call the nurse to chat. Besides, that little nurse looks quite cute," Lin Bai said. "Little nurse, cute, dot." Saitama remembered the nurse's mother's figure and face, looked at Lin Bai with a strange look, and said to Lin Bai, "Do you like this type?" Lin Bai didn't know that the nurse Lin Bai saw that day was a doctor's assistant nurse, while Saitama saw a nurse who took care of the patient's daily life. "Yeah. I've always liked this type of girl," Lin Bai replied. "The little nurse I saw that day was indeed quite cute, but unfortunately Lin Bai is a sulky otaku who dare not ask for her phone number." "Lin Bai, this is not right for you. You don't think for yourself, but also for your parents. I am not discriminating against your aesthetic views. As your friend, I must remind you that you are like, omitting 10,000 words here, Saitama suddenly said seriously to Lin Bai. Stop, I have no idea what you're talking about. Lin Bai listened to Saitama's inexplicable words and said. Click. The door to the room opened and a pockmarked, bulky woman wearing a nurse's uniform walked in. Looking at this aunt, Lin Bai finally understood Saitama's bitter conscience in her words. Chapter 10. Establishment of the Heroes Association. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A week later, Saitama was discharged from the hospital. To celebrate Sayu's discharge from hospital, Lin Bai specially invited Sayu to have a big meal. A bowl of beef ramen noodles. Sayu was very happy and grateful to Lin Bai. For this meal, Lin Bai ate 2 bowls of ramen noodles himself. Since the Gudu incident, Lin Bai feels that he has become particularly capable of eating. Saitama made a decision after resting at home for 2 days. He decided to fulfill his childhood dream of becoming a hero. Therefore, Saitama has set up a hell training plan for herself. Plan content: 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, run 10 kilometers, and do 1 set every day. Saitama told Lin Bai about his determination, and Lin Bai expressed great support and even proposed to train with Saitama. At night, Lin Bai stood on the balcony of his new home, looking at the stars in the sky. The mission is finally about to begin. Lin Bai sighed softly. Tomorrow, it will be another sunny day. The next morning, it was slightly bright. Lin Bai, Lin Bai. Saitama shouted loudly under Lin Bai's house, wearing sportswear. In the bedroom, Lin Bai was awakened by Saitama's shouting. Lin Bai got up and walked to the balcony, putting on his clothes. He called out to Saitama downstairs, "Here." Then, Lin Bai went into the room and soaked his face, clearing his drowsiness, and walked downstairs. So early. Lin Bai walked up to Saitama and said to her. Of course, on the first day of training, set a good benchmark for yourself, Saitama replied. As they spoke, the two began to run along the streets of the community in the morning. Time slowly passed, and the sun had already shone brightly in the sky. On the sidewalk in a park, 2 young people are jogging. At this point, Lin Bai and Saitama had already run about 8 kilometers. By now, Saitama's face had turned green, her breathing was rapid, and she looked like she was about to give up at any moment. After Lin Bai's body was strengthened, he ran to the present, his face not red or panting, forming a sharp contrast with the current Saitama. During this period, Lin Bai also advised Saitama to rest for a while, but Saitama disagreed, saying that if he couldn't even overcome this small setback, he couldn't become a powerful hero. Lin Bai greatly admires Saitama's willpower. After a 10-kilometer run, I rested for a while and started doing 100 push-ups again. This time, Saitama still looked as if it was impossible to complete, but she still relied on her strong perseverance to complete it. Next, squat 100 times and do the same for sit-ups 100 times. Day by day, Lin Bai accompanied Saitama to death. On this day, after accompanying Saitama to death, Lin Bai returned home and turned on the TV to watch the news. Suddenly, a news report caught Lin Bai's attention. The main content of this news is that millionaire Agni is preparing to establish the Heroes Association. After reading the original work, Lin Bai knew that the League of Legends was founded by millionaire Agni. The opportunity was that the double-chin little boy saved by Saitama was Agni's grandson. Agni established it to commemorate the hero who saved his grandson, and later operated it through public fundraising. Ing Xiong, who belongs to the organization, receives corresponding remuneration based on their contributions. The League of Legends is finally about to be established. Lin Bai looked at the news and said. A week later, the Heroes Association announced its establishment, with its headquarters located in City A, and announced the assessment content for hero qualification recognition, recruiting heroes from the whole society. The determination of hero qualification is mainly carried out through written tests and physical fitness tests. A written test scores 50 points, a physical fitness test scores 50 points, and a total of 100 points. A hero's license can be obtained with a score of 70 or above. For a moment, there were overwhelming reports about the establishment of the Heroes Association, and walking on the streets, one could hear people discussing the topic of heroes. However, this has nothing to do with Lin Bai. Lin Bai's task is to accompany Saitama to death every day. P.S. From now on, there will be 2 updates around 10 o'clock every day, and irregular updates at other times.